well, pants, be to put in nicely. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to fix my fishing cart. The wheel's coming off. I say a fishing cart, it's one of those old lady grocery carts. I've put some bigger wheels on it, but the wood isn't holding. That's the joys of fishing on a budget when you can't drive. You gotta make do with what you've got. So I'm gonna give it a go from there, see what happens. So this is the cart here, as you can see, just an old normal cart, grocery cart. Pull it along. Got my cable ties to hold my trolley on. That's a project for another day. Which you see here, where I've had to cable tie the wheels. The wood is all broken, so I'm going to replace this wood with this wood, which should hold. Got to cut it down roughly there, and then attach the wheels, and then we can go from there. But first things first, I think I need to take this bad boy apart. Why is it that when you do projects like this and you put your tools away, you can never find them? It's always Allen keys are the worst part. Always Allen keys. Sorry, my head is right in the way there, I imagine. But yeah, just going to take this apart. It's got 2 bolts from an old bed we had in the wood holding it on. That's fantastic. That's that bit come off. So again, one up. I'll show you what happens when I get this off. And it's not ideal with... Oh god, there goes my Allen key. Alright, let's put the bolts to one side so I don't lose those. Because nobody wants that. So yeah, the whole point of this channel is there are some fantastic angling channels on YouTube that I've seen, and they're fantastic, such as your Shore Hunters, Fishy Toms, TA Fishing, fantastic. But for an amateur angler that I am, with not a lot of money, because let's face it, this economic climate we live in doesn't always help anglers, which it can be done cheap, which is what I'm aiming to show here. Like, I would love to be like them and have £300 or £400 rod, but got wife and kids, can't really justify spending that amount of money on rods and reels. So I can show to you guys that you can fish just as well down here in Cornwall on a budget. You can do it. I mean, my little rod box here, my tackle box that sits on my cart, I think that was 20 quid from Amazon. And it's all good. Right, so that's the rig here anyway. Lovely piece of kit. Lovely piece of kit. But yeah, once I got the wheels off, you'll be able to see just how badly this has gone. But let's get that. Right, now this is where I need to find a tool. Into me chest of drawers and goblins. What this will do. When in doubt, monkey wrench it. A monkey wrench or is an adjustable wrench? I can never remember. Sort of use the natural turn of the wheel to get it off anyway. Right, so as you can see there, I've tried to glue it, but just the wood is just giving way. It was a bit too small. I got impatient and didn't look for the right piece of wood I wanted to get. You know what it's like. I just wanted to get out fishing. So one thing that I've never learned to do is put stuff to one side. So what I need to do is jimmy out these bolts. There we go. Right, bolt number 1. And bolt number 2. So yeah, I'll show you in even better depth there. It's just completely splintered there, which isn't good when the wheels are leaning. Now what I could do is just put that straight on. I could do that, but I walk coastal paths because, as I say, I can't drive. Trying to get to anywhere isn't fun. So, what I need it to be is about that. So, got my mark on my wood already. Even that might actually be too long, you know. I need it about there. You know what? Let's make a new mark. What is it that they say? Adapt and whatnot. Right, I'm left-handed, so I need to come around this way. What about there? I'll straighten that up with an actual ruler. He says a ruler, a book. Just don't let the wife see that. Right. So that's the first bit sorted out. Just double check my measurement on that. Yeah, plenty of space there. We've got the wood set up, and I've got a fantastic workbench. That is my washing machine. Again, don't let the wife see this. Yeah, we've got our marker, saw, there we go. It's actually in shot now. And then we'll just slice. What we'll do is we'll do a take two of that one. I am not a handyman, but if I can do this, any of you guys can do this, and it just keeps the cost down. There we go. That can go to one side for future projects. But yeah, that is a piece of wood we need to attach it. So drill a hole in there, actually flush, I might make that one straight actually quickly. So after you've finished with all that, I'm now left with that. So what I have to do, on each end, that needs cleaning. But on each end, I'm going to mark out the centre so I can slide my wheels in, and then I'll work on actually attaching it to the cart, which is the next plan, which will be fun. Right, so we've got all of our gubbins on here. Now what I need to do is flip this over. I'm going to need, I don't even need to flip it over. I just need to whack him on there. So now I can start drilling for, ideally I want to drill through actually on the other side, so I do need to turn it over. On the other side, so I can make my initial marks on the wood of where I need the bolt to go through. That will bolt it to the actual cart. Then I need to find some actual bolts that'll fit, which I've got plenty of, and then we'll drill the holes in. I've had a change of plan. I'm going to mark it on the cart first before I put the wheels on. So, that's going to be a fun part. So, ideally what I need to do is I'll have to get these cable ties out of the way so I can fold him down. Right. Fold him down. So I've got the holes that I drilled earlier. And just whack him on. And then figure this out. Because I've made my life harder doing this. So yeah. What we're going to do is we'll measure it up, measure how long, so we'll get a measure how long it is to there, then we'll measure how long on the wood, drill from there, a couple of inches in. Sorted. So, with my handy tape measure that I've stolen for fishing, well, I'm going to measure how far these go up. We got almost 2 inches. You know what? Let's go from an actual 1 and not try and work out 60. Backwards. Right. Let's do this properly. is weird for me because I don't do anything properly. Right, inches or centimetres? We'll go with centimetres because we're old fashioned. So 4.5. Oh, that's fun. One side's 4, one side's 4.5. Let's just double check that. Let's go from each of the cable ties. Yeah, 3.5. 3.5 centimetres. 3.5 centimetres, about there. Let's just double check that. 3.5. 3.5. 3.5. 3.5. Right, so we've got our measurements. I can mark them down. I want to go in. I want it about there. So I'm going to mark it while it's on, so I know what I'm doing. So I don't faff it up too much. So yeah, we're going to mark it on there, get our drill bit, drill through, attach it all on, then we can go from there. Right, so we've measured out our little holes. I don't know if you can make those out. You probably can't make those out, but I've got a couple of markers there, 3.5 centimetres up. So the next thing we do, now there's going to be tradies working here. They're telling me I'm using the wrong drill bit. I'm not a tradie. This is what I'm going with. So let's see how it goes. Make sure my head is not covering the shot. It is. All the way through. And oh hello, and then we'll go back out. So, 2 holes. Let's clean up this side as well. Right, now we'll get our little cut and we'll line it up. What will help here is getting these down. Might even be, oh no, it's sliding through. It's sliding through. So, if you've got a rubber mallet on that as well, just knock them through, which I'll quickly do now. And get me mallet. There you go, we're going through. What you don't want to do though is, as you're going through, you don't want to bend your bolt. So, nice and slow. Can do as well is remember where you put your Allen key. There it. Oh no, there we go. We're going through. We're going through. Lovely stuff. So you know your bolt is long enough. Same again the other side. Give that a quick push in. Give that a quick push in. Just much easier on that side. Yeah, all the way through. Give that clean up. Get rid of that splinter, and you're just going to make sure that it lines up. There we go. Alright, now that needs to come up, and I don't think that these are long enough, but let's see. Not quite long enough, which is fine. We can make it work. Where's my Allen key? There it is. We can
make this work. What I could do is I could trim off some of this wood, but I'm hoping that it just pushes through. But on the plus side, all my holes line up, which is good. Squash down. Right. So it goes in, it fits, which is a really important part. It fits. That's what I wanted to double check first. It's really hot now, taking me out. So get it out. That's what she said. So we know we need to give that a little bit of a trim up, because where my bolts have gone through, it is just jutting into the car, which is what we don't want. So there we go. Right, bit lower down. So when you can see here, that's where it's jutting out a little bit. We need to trim that up and make it flush. We might even need, I have got an initial marker there, I might need to cut down there just to take a bit of the wood off so it fits flush. There is also a part of me that is, do I just turn it round? So let's give it a go that way. And then hopefully the bolt itself will push that wood down. Let's find out. Let's find out, eh? Let's do this together. I like the fact that I'm sat on the floor when I've literally got a sit on tackle box. Definitely going to speed up this bit, I think. Takes a while. There we go. Coming through. It's coming through. We'll just do the one side for now, just to see if that works. Where we actually are. So the first bit is coming through. What I need is a longer bolt. So what we know, so this is the wheel bolt here. I need to sit there. Sit about there. Now I can do this with this piece of wood if I can figure out. Yeah, good talk, Rob. Right, what we'll do though is we'll clean that up. We'll come back, take off a good chunk of this, I think. Yeah. What we'll do is, because this is a good hard piece of wood, very good hard piece of wood, we're going to cut this in half. And then you guys might not even see this part. Don't know yet. Don't know. Oh my god. Right. Right, but we've got our holes lined up, which is the most important thing. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to trim off about a third of this. Now, to make my life easier, sawing that's going to take forever, and my jigsaw is pretty naff. I'm going to get my moccasin. It's not called a moccasin, but I like calling it a moccasin. I made this when I actually took the kids to a outdoor forest school thing, and it is my pride and joy. It's my little hammer. So what we'll do is we'll move that cart to one side. Right, I reckon about there. So with that, we've started to make a splint down there. And what I've done there is I've got my knife stuck. There we go. That knife needs a sharpen. But we've got to start. So now we can go down again. Right. Now with that, we've made a good guideline for where to whack our saw down. So that's the next job. Sorry, boy came out to do recycling, he didn't want to be on camera. But I kept working away, and what I realised is I can probably take a wedge out. Just a wedge here. That way I'm not having to cut all the way down, do one on both sides. So I'm going to see if this wedge is enough. That's all the way through. That needs to move up. As long as that goes all the way through both parts, so I can get a nut on. Now I don't like blowing my own trumpet, but this seems like this has worked perfect. Now what it does mean, I'm going to have to get clever with putting the bolt on for the wheelchair. Or the wheelchair wheels even. Because that is what they are. They're old wheelchair wheels. So, that goes all the way through. I can attach a bolt on. As the French say, I'm laughing. Right, so, that's been annoying, so we're going to brute force it a little bit. That might work. Well, I should have just enough there to get it on. Oh yes. Oh yes. I have bloody nailed that. Just double check with the bolt as well. Where are they? There they are. Again, just little bolts off of a bed frame. Right, where did I put my wrench? Did I put that way? I put that way, I think. Oh no, it's up there. But, okay, it's not perfect, but it works. Right, first part, done. So now, we're going to cue the montage for the next one. Once I've taken it off. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, cue the montage. that's our new axle. Need to clean up. Right, next job, wheels. So, not ideal, but we know that is where our bolt is. Right there, that is where our bolt is. If I could focus it, I would. So we need to go with our drill bit, or with our bolt. We can make a little indentation where we want to drill. Same on the other side as well. Make sure they're both on the same side. Yep. We need to go beneath where our bolt's going to go. There we go, that's more like it. Right, so to make our life easier, we're also going to whack in the other bolt as well. Don't want to catch it. I also need to know where that is, so we're back with the drill. Also need to keep an eye on wood splitting as we're pushing the bolt in as well. But what I don't want to do is push in the other side. So I might leave it like that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is coming together lovely. Got enough of a gap there in my box. Right, let's get this all together. See how we are looking. Oh, but before I do that, I need some coffee. Right, let's attach these wheels. I have got a spanner somewhere, it just means finding it. There we go, going on. We're going. Perfect. Off you come, fella, there we go. Right. Now, as always, where did I put that other bolt? Also, let's put some of these sharp tools away as well. There's my sheath. Right, next side. Now, this is going to be slightly, let's see if I can get this in some more. Help if it didn't move. There we go. That did the job. Right, now let's attach this. Right, so that, ladies and gentlemen, let's move that to one side. But that is the wheel frame done. And I can already tell you it feels better than the last one. And if you fancy it, it's a workout as well. But now, we need to get a cart attached. So we've already got our holes drilled, which makes life 10 times easier. That's just lining them up. Here we go, we'll go through the back. They're not a what we can ask for. Probably isn't the best looking thing with my big head and the wheel in the way. You can get that through. There we go. Just took a bit of teasing. A little bit of teasing. And we're through. Now we need to get the other side through. That's hurting my legs, so I'm sitting down because I'm old. Come on, fella. Through we go. I can already tell you this is a million times better than what it was. We're going to cheat, give us a bit of a... Oh, you bloody thing. Came out of its seat. There we go. That's better. Right, where's that Allen key? Here it is. I should get pulled in nice and tight. Right for Carly Wren, there it comes. Almost get purchase on it. Just needs to come through a tad more. I'm not saying the words of Forrest Gump, I'm not a smart man, but this is getting done, which is good. This is very good. I do think I put it on backwards, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm just going to give that a knock through, see if that helps. Sorry, that probably got a bit loud. There we go. Hopefully that should mean that this one comes through a tad more. And it does. It's got to try a little tenderness. Well, the back, you can get our bolts on. We are laughing, if I'm honest. So one side of the bolt annoyingly isn't quite going through. But we have got it on one side. Probably sure it'll be some cable ties. Just in case. I'm trying to do this when you can't actually see the nut is sliding on. There we go. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong way. Don't want to loosen it, not after all of it. I think that's the best we're going to get, but it ain't going anywhere. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is our cart attached. That's going to sit nicely there because it can't move because that's in the way. So, I'll show you it together when we're up. Oh dear. Oh dear. Right. Now, we've come across something. Now the last one, these were not an issue. So now we know. So now we can get rid of them. With a hacksaw, but I'll do that in, off camera. But we found an issue. Basically, it just scrapes. So I just need to trim those down. But anyway, this flips up there. You get your handy tackle box. He sits there. And ladies and gentlemen, You are fishing and going anywhere.
But that's it for now. I've got a couple of clean up jobs to do on the old tackle box. But anyway.
So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Rambling Out Angling. Sorted out our fishing tackle cart. For now then, the best part, tomorrow the weather's nice, we're going fishing. I'll see you there. Tight lines.